need to look out for. If you did check any match out, it should be this one. It's Gambit versus 100 Thieves. It's gonna be the first big you must watch Valorant matchup. What did I fucking say? Welcome to day 3 of the Masters 3 Berlin update videos, I guess. Basically, I'm just talking through every single day of Masters 3 Berlin, what happened, the matches in the day, and the matches are going to happen tomorrow. What you to look out for, kind of a viewer's guide for the tournament. If you're going through spoiler-free, the match I'd recommend you watch is 100 Thieves versus Gambit. I called it out yesterday. I said, this is the match to watch, and it was the match to watch. Go watch it. But let's get into the matches that we did see. First of the day was Zeta Division versus Crew, and while I didn't watch a lot of this, it was pretty evenly balanced. It ended up 2-1 for Crew. Kind of expected that. Japan, again, not the strongest region, but honestly, not too bad of a showing. But after Crew versus Zeta Division, we got into the big boy matches. First off, it was Sentinels versus G2. Before the match even started, everyone knew this was gonna be a good match. The game was closer than one would have thought, especially after the wash Sentinels gave them in map 1. Map 2, G2 actually came back and won, but map 3, Sentinels closed it out. Honestly, it did look like Sentinels were in control for most of the time.
1v3 now presented, and he's got to get this done, but it ain't easy, and it's not gonna happen. Dapper and Sentinels.
And that's the thing, as soon as those weapons come through, even with the lockdown.
I love this. Look at it, look at it.
Not much else you would expect from the #1 from North America and #1 in the world for that case. Then we saw the other match of the day, which is the highlight match of the tournament so far. And of course, I called it already. It was 100 Thieves versus Gambit. Going in, I even thought that Gambit was gonna crush them. I thought it'd be maybe close, but especially after the first map, it looked not great for them. On map 1, we really saw the strength of Gambit's players on Shados, Rengar, Nats. They all looked so incredibly strong. Their first kills, they got all of the first kills in the game in this 13-5 match. It's actually quite insane. Even in map 2, they got a majority of the first kills with no first deaths. Like, their ratios were all very, very good, which means that Gambit should have won. I stopped watching on map 2 around when they lost the 9-3 half, but came back about an hour later to see they were on map 3. What happened?
Asuna able to clear out the sonar's up. Live person not be able to spade space. Shadows good for one. Eco trades one out. No, just narrowly not able to get the second. He doesn't pitching in. He's able to get a second one. Eco 24 health, running for the fences. Is Chronicle has plenty of health. Chronicle on the tap. He's got to get
Pros don't fake.
He's got to get it to Happier.
Oh
Eco swings out. He gets 4. He gets the Red Bull clutch. 100 Thieves were down, but they steal the round away from Gambit to push us to map 3.
11 straight rounds coming from 100 Thieves, perseverance and experience.
100 Thieves is one of the teams to look out for at Berlin because they are built for LAN. 4 of their players are major CSGO players. Ethan, Steel, Nitro, Hiko, all very tenured players in CSGO. Asuna, a little more new. He's not a newbie to LAN. These other guys are veterans at LAN, and they would have the clutch factor within them. And that's what they brought out when they brought back at an 11-3, winning it 13-11. 10 rounds in a row to claim victory against the best European team in the world. Now, of course, this would only be important if they actually won the whole set, which they did. They came back in map 3 on split and actually beat them. It was so insane to watch. What's interesting to note, though, is that Gambit was absolutely stuffing out Asuna, one of the best initiators in the world. First kill to first death ratio, very low for being such a good player. Gambit was putting on the pressure the whole game. Every single map, they would plant the spike and keep pushing. It feels like they were flushing them out, and it felt like such a strong strategy, but 100 Thieves just stuck to their guns with their composition being so calm. They were able to actually do it. Keep in mind, this is North America's #2, 100 Thieves, versus EMEA's #1. That means a lot in the regional battle. Of course, this isn't their last chance at the tournament. 100 Thieves has been seeded into the final bracket. Meanwhile, Gambit is going through the lower bracket right now. They'll have to play one of Havon Liberty or Crazy Raccoons, and we kind of saw what happened to them last time. So we'll be seeing Gambit again, but where will we be seeing Gambit again? I'm not entirely sure. I'm still excited to see where this North America versus EU battle is going. Now, for my player of the day, I'm not going to give it to any one player. I'm actually going to give it to the whole 100 Thieves roster, because looking at their stats, they all performed so insanely well the entire game. Asuna was absolutely leading, especially in that last map, all of the kills. He was leading, entering so well. Hiko, some insane clutches to win it out. Nitro, amazing opping. Steel, again, clutching so well. Ethan, just fragging out of his mind. They all came together to be one of the most prestigious teams at this tournament. I think that cannot be understated. If you have not watched the map or the game highlights for this, go check it out. We have 3 more matches tomorrow, a lot of them to see if the winner will go onto the closed bracket. First off, we have Envy versus Crew. We already saw Envy beat Vivo Keyed. That match, again, very good. But up against Crew, I think they'll have a lot easier of a time. So getting this bracket win will be almost secure for them, but if it doesn't, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Then we have the next must-watch match, and that is Ascend versus Vision Strikers. The number 3 from Europe and the number 1 from Korea. Vision Strikers looked very strong, especially on attack when they were playing Bren. But if they're able to do it against Ascend, it would really legitimize their tactics and their way of playing. Ascend, again, has a point to prove. They were the best team out of mainland Europe. The number 1 seed was the best Russian team from Gambit. The number 2 team was the best team out of Turkey, Supermassive Blaze. So the number 1 team out of Europe is going to have to prove themselves against the best in Korea. Korea in that battle for the 3rd spot. Europe continuously trying to prove that they're in the top echelon of Valorant talent. This is going to be a very fun match. Final map of the day is F4Q versus Sentinels. We get a double Korean classic. This match I think will be not as close. We saw F4Q actually fight G2 in a pretty close battle. And I guess G2 was pretty close to Sentinels, so maybe they're going to be close. I think it'll be a lot more one-sided than many of the matches we've seen already. But again, we'll see. Finally, my madman tweet of the day has to go to G2. I love that plane. That plane is so funny. I think more teams need to do stuff like this to take a step back in the broader sense of business and esports. I think G2 is one of the best orgs in terms of doing stuff like this, because they didn't need to. They could have just said some stuff on Twitter like every other team, but no, they took the time to do this. And if they beat the Sentinels, this is the craziest call out of all time. If they lost to the Sentinels, which they did, they made a bunch of memes out of it, and everyone knows exactly what's going on. It continues to build its reputation for the team, and I think more teams need to do stuff like G2. Congrats to you. Thank you again for watching. If you want to subscribe and get more of these updates, please continue. I'm going to try to post them earlier in the day. I've been busy during the weekend. Hopefully, as I go back to school now, it'll continuously chug along. Bit of an experiment to see how I can produce daily content. Usually I produce weekly content on discussion topics. We'll be going back to that schedule soon. You can also follow me on Twitter, where I'll continue posting updates and whatnot. You can see some of these tweets that we've found. It's so funny. As well, join my Discord. There's some people in there. We do watch parties every once in a while. We talk about the game. Anyways, I gotta go. Have a good one. Peace.